Hello, hello. Baron, Matt, Chaos, Inkblot, Aaron, Wobbly. Hello. Happy Monday. Rejoice, Bolancia's live. Hello, Ivans. Hello, A-Man. How are you guys doing? Are we at the new apartment already? No, not yet. We took a trip down this weekend and moved a bunch of stuff, but no keyboard stuff. So we'll take another trip next weekend, and then probably again after that. Hello, Bazooka. So today, building the Angle65. So I'm excited to build this one. Is it possible to change my PC? No. Because they're packed to order. And I don't know if I'd have enough extras. Yeah, it is fun. I'm excited. We got like most like the kitchen and living room stuff done this time. So then next trip we'll probably bring like clothes, bedroom furniture, that kind of stuff. Because we just have like a pretty small trailer we can borrow from a family member, so that's how we're moving stuff. But it's nice because it's free, or kind of free. Yeah, I did move the TV stands. Yeah. So here is the box. But yeah, it's a lot different. Like it's a much bigger town, which I'm excited for. So it'll be nice. There'll be a lot more options, more restaurants. Hopefully, I think we'll have a real UPS, because right now, like, we don't have a UPS store. We just have like a place that takes UPS packages. So that'll be nice. Yeah, and like other delivery couriers, because our current place, like, they take a long time. And we get rural charges for being in a rural area. Can't wait. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I'm excited. We should be not fully moved in this coming weekend, but the following. We'll be down there permanently. So I'll have a busy time. I want to minimize the like keyboard disruption as much as possible. So hopefully I'll pack everything like on Thursday and Friday, and then we'll move it over the weekend, and then I'll be able to resume shipping on Monday. So that means it'd only be like 1 business day delay of shipping. So it'll be like 2 to 3 days shipping instead of 1 to 2. But yeah. I'll put a notice when that happens. Okay. So here's the box. Might as well start getting into the keyboard here. But it's a really nice box actually. If you've bought a different Vertex project or a different TKD project, they usually don't have this nice of packaging. Oh, Aquan. Usually they just have a plain box and then in a carry case. But this one's really nice actually. It has like a iridescent logo that's supposed to be like the Moonstone badge. And it says Vertex. It says, wish you a great typing journey with the Angle. On that side, then it says, I don't know what that says in English. Designed by Lolo and Tao. Those are the Vertex guys. Produced by Vertex, made in China. And then it says Vertex. Actually, this probably says Vertex, but I don't know. That's my guess. Hey, Bull, I'm guessing you have built a Neo 65. I haven't. I've never built a Neo anything except Ergo. Those are the only Neos I built. So I don't know. I don't have a preference because I haven't built it. But getting into the box. There you go. got a carry case. So I think people are kind of asking me what's the difference between like this versus the other Vertex projects. Like, why is it more expensive? And I think it's this kind of stuff. Like, this box has like secured foam, that kind of stuff. A fancy box to begin with. The carry case is definitely nicer than like the Cycle 7 and that kind of stuff. So maybe if you care about that, those are the kind of upgrades you get with this kind of project. These little tags here. Bull's an elitist. Oh come on, no I'm not. I just haven't used them. Some people in chat might have some good recommendations though. Actually, before there's a little tag here. It has spots where you can write the color, switch, and caps on the little tags. That's cool. It's a nice little touch. And they have their logo. Top part with the tag. Another card. It says Bowl Keyboards. It says wish you a great typing journey with the Angle again. And on the back it says the designed by Tao and Lolo. Oops. Focus. Maybe. Oh. There we go. Designed by Tao and Lolo, produced by Vertex, made in China. And it says produced by Vertex there. And then up here, wow, Manu. Here's like an accessories bag. It looks like it's got feet, extra gaskets, extra screws, extra daughter board, JST cable, a whole bunch of stuff in here. We'll open that once we get there. And then a hotspot PCB. I'm gonna solder today, but I'll probably do at least one other stream using hotspot later down the road. So here's the solder PCB. It's got green traces, so that's fun. LEDs there. It also has optional LEDs at the escape and caps lock, but these ones are built in for the badge. And then for support, it has Stepter full caps, Stepter full, or I mean not Stepter, split or full left shift, 6.25 or 70 bottom row, ISO or ANSI enter, and splitter full backspace. So pretty much everything you could want on a PCB. JST connector, yeah. Oh yeah, this one works with QMK, Vial, and VIA. So get that, then some plates, it looks like. FR4 plate. So plate has the same support as the PCB. I'm gonna use Alu today, which is in the board already. But I'll show these ones off. We got, so it was FR4, then there's, what else? What's up, Bull? It was great to see you. It was great seeing you on Simon Top. Oh yeah, I hope you liked the episode. Ooh, forged carbon fiber. So this looks pretty cool. If you're into that. It does look nice. So there's forged carbon fiber. That's true, we've never heard Manu stabs before. And then here's PC plate. So it has those leaf springs you removed, but it has the same mounting points in total. It's like a nice frosted gray color. Looks nice. Hello, plastic bits. Okay. So then that's everything up here. And for the keyboard, now here it says Angle, or it has the Vertex logo again. Got a nice molded case. How am I doing today? I'm doing well. How are you? So it's got the nice cloth bag with the flap. Always a big fan of that. And then here is the keyboard. So this is the linen colorway. So it has like a beige coat case, and then a stone wash PVD in goldish, rose goldish gold. So this is the first time I've had a board with this finish in person. I'm a big fan, I have to say. It has a film on it. Let me peel it off. Actually, I'm gonna put feet on it before I peel it off. That's for the sub. So those are extra mid case screws. These are the bottom case screws. Extra JST you need. And then here's the feet. Oh, there's an extra dotted board. Yeah, okay. Feet. Oh, there's a lot of feet. In case you lose a foot, there's several extras. Same with gaskets. Thanks for the sub, Boom Bap. But if you guys have any questions on the board throughout the stream, just ask. I'll go over the group buy details after showing off the case. I ordered the linen colorway, thought it looked closer to white than beige. Did I say the wrong color? There's two. There's one that's like white and one that's gray. Or one that's beige. Let me look. Well, here, I'll show you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, linen. I mean, it's not beige. It's like a beige. I'm going to use beige keycaps so you can see for reference. This one's more white, the quote-unquote cream. But this one's... It's definitely a beige. A grayish beige. Although it's a little dim lighting here. But I would actually say on stream it looks quite similar to in person. It is warm. The lighting is warm here. Yeah. But yeah, I mean... I would definitely call it beige, not white. Okay, you guys can see a peel here. Look at that. So there you can see the PVD. Oh, and the camera, nice. I think it looks great. And then it says BE and the Vertex Angle logo. And then one thing I noticed when I opened this up earlier is this, they made a sharp corner here. Or very, very close to sharp, which is expensive to do. But they wanted it to line up with this corner. But that's expensive because you basically need a tiny, tiny end mill to cut that. So that's a cool feature. Because like in the front, you can see they match this radius. Or they make this concentric, but then the back to match this line is sharp, or almost sharp. So that's a cool little thing. And you don't necessarily notice it. It doesn't stand out like crazy, but I think you would if it was round. Like if it was the same radius as this, it would stick out a bit. Because the top of this line where these two faces meet would be rounded. So I thought that was cool. But then the side profile is basically a box on wedge, but then they gave this like a 3D curve. It's not like a flat angle. It's like it starts flat here and then ends like angled. So it's a little trickier to machine than if it was just a flat angle. But it makes this front edge blend much nicer. Like if you see a normal box on wedge, like this doesn't blend nicely together. You'll have like a step almost. So I think that's cool. I think that's where you get the more premium aspects of the keyboard, is the small details. And then the USB cutout here, normal. It says Angle. And then over here it has a badge. It says my name in the same gold finish. So that's cool. If you guys didn't know, if you join the group buy, you can either get a serialized badge, so they're each serialized, or you can enter up to 7 letters you want engraved and pick from 2 fonts. So that's a cool feature. Then here's the side profile. You can kind of see how it like curves into this flat part at the end. And then the top has a moonstone. You can see it flashes depending on the angle. So it's like blue or clear. See, there you can see it. In person, it definitely is a nicer, it's easier to see. But it's definitely very cool. And then it's screwless with the screws between the plate. It has a big brass midsection. And yeah. I think we can open it up, or actually I'll go through the group buy details quick. So for the group buy, it's Vertex, designed by Tao. Here's some there's lots of pictures. All the images on the landing page are real pictures. So if you were wondering, this is how it'll look in real life. Then so it's made of 6063 aluminum, brass, and stainless steel. It's 65% layout, 8-degree typing angle, 22.46 EKH, almost 2 kilograms for the case. And then mounting is a leaf spring molded gasket. PCB is black FR4 1.6mm thickness with JST. It's a unified daughter board. You can use VIA or QMK or Vial. And there's solder, a hot swap. Those are designed by Vertex. There's some pictures. This is the linen color in another lighting. And then compatibility. The hot swap has only 6.25U bottom rail. The solder has both. And I'll show you why hot swap only has one when we build. It's to keep the front height from being really high, so I can show you that. And then the mounting uses leaf spring gasket, like I said, so it makes a very uniform bounce. Like you can see, like just when I press on the plate, it's very bouncy, but not like squishy. And then there's 4 plate materials available. And then this is my favorite part of the keyboard, is the brass mid layer. Like look at all the details in here. That is not easy to machine, but it looks super cool. Low and EQ. That's also what contributes to the weight. For vendors, there's Bolt Keyboards, Delta Key Code, Vertex, Keys and Cables, Prototypes, Pantheon Keys. And it's open for group buy until August 15th, so there's just a little under 2 weeks left. And it should ship early next year, mid next year. $360 for the kit. Assuming only one layout for hot swap socket. Do you know? I don't know. I don't know why they picked 6.25 over 7U. Maybe that's what the Vertex team prefers. I don't know. I definitely like 7U better, so that's why I want to use solder. But for colorways, there's Crow, which is black anodized case with stonewash black PVD. Lunar, which is silver with silver stonewash PVD. Space, which is gray with black PVD. Navy, which is navy anodized with stonewash silver weight. Very Perry, this is one Alex Soto's built if you watch his stream, but it has Very Perry anodized with the gray mirror PVD. And there's wheat, fog, zeal, so these are coated, cream, and linen. So there you go. So that's what I have here. Wheat and fog look cool. Yeah, those are nice looking. Okay. For the follow. Alright. So, would you guys prefer me to open the case and look at that? Or should we do stabilizers and then wait to open the case up until we're ready to build? Actually, no, let's open the case because I gotta get the plate out anyways. So to take this guy apart, you just unscrew these screws. Which I think it's easier to just get them out of the case once you have it all unscrewed. If you don't have a build in there. Oops, sorry I missed. Oh yeah, the podcast is the Good Keyboard Friend podcast. Now he's a recent guest. Episode was uploaded yesterday. Okay, so this is kind of my favorite part of this board, is that when you take it apart, you're not actually all the way out. So it has this big brass mid layer that holds the build in there, has JST routing, and just adds a lot of heft. So this is why it only has one layer, or one bottom rail. So the hot swap sockets actually stop like right here, and this part is raised so that, let me dump these screws out. So this part needs to be thicker, or it has to be thick enough to machine without breaking through. So like you can see how thin this is here, and it's even thinner there. So that's why this part is raised higher than you would like want, because like you want a certain depth from the top of the case to the bottom, so that switches have enough room to go up and down to improve the sound and make sure you don't bottom out. But if you don't have hot swap sockets down here, you can have this much higher. So that's why you can only have one orientation. But it's difficult with a mid layer like this. It definitely increases the front height, so they did that to combat raising the front height too much. So yeah, that's why it has one. And then there's a lot of cool CNC work in here. So like there's a cutout for the daughter board to go upside down in there pretty much. These are all screws for the bottom weight, which I don't think I'll take out, I'll just leave it in there. But that has little alignments here for the brass part, and then you can see those mirrored into here. So it's got like the cutouts here. It has little divots for where the screws are in this part. It has JST routing here to plug into the daughter board, and then there's some screws to get this part out of the top case. But this is kind of where you see the differences between Vertex's like cheaper, more mass-produced projects than something like this, where they kind of went crazy on the internal design and kept the outside more similar. Have you seen Seed by yourself? Yeah, I have. I used to, well, in a few different ways. I used to work at a CNC place for 5 years. I worked in the QC department, but we also had to work in the shop sometimes. But yeah, so I've worked CNC and hand mills. Well, not hand mills, but you know, like traditional milling machines, Bridgeport knee mills and lathes. I haven't made a keyboard, but I made other stuff on those. Is the Pangea full-size R2 confirmed? No. I'm not sure if there will be a Pangea full-size R2. Oops, forgot to take that one out. So then here's the top case. So this one also has a lot of CNC work. So it's got a little PC holder for the moonstone. It's screwed into the corner there. It has all these points for the gaskets. And then it has the case screw points. And then the little alignment areas. And then there's a little hole there that you can poke the badge out with. And then here's the plate. Take the gaskets off. Oh yeah, another point with the top case is you can see where that like really small radius is. Very nice, very cool. So then here's the mid layer. This is pretty heavy. And then you can see it's got a lot of CNC details here. So there's those little alignment things. It has little plugs to hold the gaskets in the correct orientation. And you can see it's kind of thickened as the case angle allows. So it's thinner here, then it gets thicker. And then all the gasket points are curved. So that allows the plate to flex without contacting. So like, if you picture like that, it'll allow it to flex without contacting the bottom case. And then yeah, the daughter board mounts like that, upside down, which actually makes it really nice for routing the JST because you just plug this, you actually plug this part in after. You plug it into the PCB and then put that through the little hole there, and then you can route it there before putting the bottom case back. So yeah, that's the inside of the case. I'm gonna use some night stabilizers today. So I know the outside of the case is a little plain, but I'm a big fan of the internal design on this keyboard. Maybe with the Manta money, Bull can finally move out of a storage closet. I don't know if I'll ever get out of that. I always have keyboard shelves around me. Over here, well, you can kind of see it, but I have shelves there, there, there. Then I have more over there of keyboard stuff. I would say it's all business, but it's not true. I have entire shelves just of personal keyboards and keycaps. So that's how you know I'm still just a hobbyist at heart. I do the same when my girlfriend kill me. Yeah, the deal is it has to stay in my room, the office room. But we have like warehouse space for large keyboard group buy fulfillment. But it's nice to not have to leave to go fulfill just regular smaller orders. So that's why it's all here. Because I don't want to have to drive just to ship like 70 switches or whatever if I can just pack it here easily, you know? Hello Bull, what board is on your desk? This is the Larva. all my keyboard stuff stays inside a cupboard, except completed keyboards. I can put them on display. Nice. That's a good way to do it. I actually don't really have like a keyboard display area right now, but I ordered a bookshelf finally, because since we're moving, I have more space. Like the office is bigger, and I have another room for keyboard stuff. So I'm gonna put, so I can actually like display stuff in the office instead of just needing to put storage. So most of the storage will be in the other room, and then the office will be more for taking photos, streaming, just like working in there. Because right now there's like, it's way too cramped with the stuff in here. Because I have like a fulfillment table, all sorts of stuff. Maybe I should do, would you guys like a little office tour video when I'm in the new place? I can put it on YouTube. Might be fun. Inside bowl keyboards. Okay, I can work on that. I think it'd be hard to stream, otherwise I would kind of just show you, well, I'd need a really long HDMI cord. I'll just make a video. On the day of life, should I be like those TikTok people that just like make my 9 to 5 before my, or my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5? Except it's just the same thing, because I just kind of work whenever I have time. There's an app you can connect your phone to. Okay, that's true. I wish I could upload a pic of my setup here, but I was allowed to go crazy for my. Put it in my Discord. I want to see. Or you can DM it to me. My day in the life, I'll tell you my day in the life. Basically, I usually wake up around 8, and then I make coffee and reply to any emails or messages from overnight. And then I usually make breakfast around like 10. And then I pack any orders for the day. After I eat breakfast or before, depending on any emails or whatever I had to respond to. And then I usually have a meeting every day with somebody. So I usually try to schedule those between breakfast and lunch. And I usually eat lunch at like 1. And then I stream in the afternoon sometimes. Or like do designing work or whatever. You know, there's all the stuff that has to be done. And then I go drop off packages before they close. Try to get any last stragglers if anybody ordered in the middle of the day, so that it can still ship the same day. And then I come back, usually make dinner. And then we eat dinner, watch TV and stuff. And then sometimes I will, or pretty much every day, I'll do some other work like on my laptop, like editing pictures or doing the website stuff, making product listings, that kind of stuff, making landing pages. Because usually a lot of the people I work with are in Asia, so they have, if I talk to them at night, it's morning for them, so it's more convenient for them. So that's most of my days, usually 6 days a week, sometimes 5, sometimes 4, depends on the week. But I usually do fulfillment no matter what. It's just some of the like meetings I'll reschedule or whatever. But like last week I did 4 because we were moving all our stuff on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But then I worked a couple hours on Saturday and Sunday also, so it kind of washes out to be 5. What's good, Bo? When do the Knights clip-ins arrive? I asked YG, and they're trying to dial in the mold, so I think it'll be at least 1 to 2 months. But Knight V4s will be, like, Knight V4 screw-ins will be ready this month. Also, when are you planning to sell GMK in the future? Yeah, the first GMK group buy should be in October for Nerve Wrecker. That should be coming in October. Because we're trying not to spam keycap group buys and in stocks. Because like we had Buff Bride in August or in July, and then Cappy now, and then Santalium next month, and then we'll have Nerve Wrecker. Pompeii, I don't know if I'm vendoring Pompeii because it's with or they're waiting on GMK. I don't know what's Pompeii. I think they're waiting on GMK still because it needs like the special effect dialing and the special effect. How many mantas sold would it take for you to get a manta tattoo? Oh man, I don't know. I don't have any tattoos, and it's literally only because I don't know what I would get. Because every time I think of getting a tattoo, I'm like, oh, I don't want that to be my first tattoo. Like, I don't think I would want to get a manta as my first tattoo, not gonna lie. Like, nothing against the manta. It's just, like, so random, you know? Get a Cappy riding a manta? Get a bowl? Yeah, but then if people ask me what my tattoo... Okay, because the problem is, when you have a tattoo, people always ask what it means or why you have that tattoo. So wouldn't that come off a little shallow if I have my own logo or my own thing? I sent a friend request. Okay, I got it. Sean, I will add you back. Here we go. You don't think so? Post in your Discord? Okay, let's take a look. Flex. Okay. Ooh, that's really nice. I like your PC build. I used to have the same case, but then I built SFX. That's really or SFF, I mean. That's really nice. I like the darker vibe. I'm a fan. Do you have Gator on Lane Protos? How are they? They're nice. The production batch is on the way. It should be here in a week or two. So that'll be. I'm excited to try the production because I think they're a little more dialed in. What's your favorite store that you sell on your Switch that you sell in your store? Okay. I think Low Orange are still my favorite. They're kind of just my blend of all my favorite things in a Switch. So I'd have to say that. If I want something long pull, Catmints. I love Catmints. Or if I want something a little deeper, Fades or Cheddars. But normally I prefer something higher pitched, so I'll use Low Orange. Dream Girly, they are quite tactile. It's similar to like a Kale Box Jade Clicky, if you've tried that. It feels similar to that. Okay, Aaron, when you put it that way, it's a better reason to get the tattoo. I would think about it. I also thought about just getting like a random tattoo and it being just like a capybara. But I don't know, then I permanently have a capybara on me. Painted the whole room dark blue and then put wood accents to match this. That's really nice. I like the wood accents. It's nice when people put like something on the wall or something to make it stand out a bit. I would like to do that, but I've rented everywhere where they don't let you do that. So that stinks, but I love it when people do it. Been eyeing the low orange forever, but never hit the buy because they're so expensive at Delta. How much are they? They're not more than normal switches, are they? I don't know if you had to pay duties or something. But they should, like on my store, they're 42 cents a switch, which is normal. Actually pretty affordable. It's true, it would get the first tattoo. Let's get tattoos next year at the Chicago meetup. Oh yeah, you're going, right? That'll be fun. I'm sure I'll be there. You'll have to come to dinner after. That's always a fun part of any meetup. It's finding your friends and getting dinner. 50 cents? Oh, that's... I mean... It's not bad. Jeff and I are going to room up. Nice. Maybe I'll come down and get a room too, because normally I just drive there and back. But if you guys are going to be there for a couple of days, maybe I'll get a hotel also. Oh yeah, it's because VAT. EQ. That's why. Or VAT. Because you want it to pay import. When I got mine, I got a half sleeve to start with. Ooh. Was it painful? I'm not even worried about getting a tattoo for the pain. Like, I don't really care about that much. Temporary. $8 worth of paint? Yeah. I'm like not scared of needles. I'm type 1 diabetic, so like I've had to use needles for my whole life pretty much. So I don't really mind. I told yeah, I should do that too, Aaron. Be cheap. It's the way to go. Also, I'm trying the Alex Odo's granite switches out. I haven't used them in a build yet, but I've been waiting, and they're gonna match the build perfectly, so it feels like a no-brainer. I like the classic blue switches, but the stock spring is just slightly too heavy for me. I love the set of mystery switches, so much fun. I'm glad you liked it. You also gonna release some switches with Type Plus this year? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. The Grandest Long Pole? Nope. They're full travel. Supposed to be a little deeper sounding, I think. You're a little disappointed. What led to that? Or why? Why are you disappointed? I think they're gonna be... I don't know if they're gonna be entirely my taste, because I know they're supposed to be a little more deeper. But I figure I'll give them a shot. Milky yellow with a scratch is how I've heard them described. Okay. Yeah, man decided to go do it abroad because at the time they weren't allowed in Dubai. So I did it the day before I traveled back. Oh yeah, there you go. Found that they're too quiet. Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll see how they sound in here. I'm not sure if this is generally a louder board or quieter board. We'll see. Have you tried the Gatoron type bars? No, I have not. I haven't tried them. I know I probably should. I do prefer a louder switch. I like loud full treble when possible. Like, I think that's why I like low oranges, is because they're loud. Like, you definitely know they're there. And probably why I like aluminum plates best, because they're generally quite loud. Anyway, that's true, I do like a nice bright looking switch. I thought about making some switches with some lime green in them for the look, so I might have to do that next. Tried Monkey Yellows once in a Frog TKO. I think the Frog TKO doesn't sound that great anyways, in my experience. I have had a few Frog TKLs, believe it or not. I bought them when they first launched in stock. I think I missed the first drop, but got the second drop. The dark green one with the light pink plate. Because at the time, I think that was before the F2 even launched, or it was very close to when the F2 launched. But it was like the first time there was an affordable-ish TKL from a big, or like a high-quality designer. Alright, let's do some soldering. Are these granite switches? Yes. Picked them because they match the case perfectly and I wanted to try them, so it's kind of perfect how it worked out. Actually, if the lanes come in before the group lanes for this ends, I'll probably build lanes on carbon fiber with the tactiles in it. That might be nice. Yeah, his patinas are cool. Never personally commissioned one. They look nice. Manta Patina by Waller Hard? That's true. I hope somebody sends their machinist to him. That would be really nice. When I move to the new place, I'm gonna set the stream up a lot nicer. Like I'm gonna finally set up the second camera more permanently. So that'll be really nice. And then I'm also gonna get the cat camera back. Yeah, that's gonna be a priority. Priority is getting the cat camera back, but I'm also gonna put one like, you know, like over the shoulder again. And I think I'm gonna get a new audio interface because mine is not nice. I'm tempted to sell some prototypes though before we move. So I don't have to move keyboards again. I think I said that last stream too, but I just haven't taken pictures and listed it yet. Have you thought about doing... Okay, Aaron, I was thinking about... Okay, here's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking of buying a second mic for shotgun for keyboards. Like I would keep my dynamic mic for regular talking. It, you know, picks it up better. But then I would just switch inputs to the shotgun for sound tests. Because then I could get an audio interface that can accept 2 microphones and do it like that. So I might do that. It would be nice for several reasons, like for recording sound tests, recording switch. Like it would pay off not just for streaming. It would pay off for making better quality content. Where are you posting these boards for sale? My Discord. I'll put them on Discord, my Discord first, and then if they don't sell after a couple days, I'll throw them in Mech Market. But I prefer to just do it in my Discord. Any full sizes? Not at the moment. I have some Pangea full-size prototype cases that don't have weights. So once I get... But I bought weights for them in the group buy, so I'll have some fun ones for sale after Pangea full-size fulfills. Oh, which by the way is it's on its way to my forwarder. They said it's going to take 40 days to arrive to me from when it leaves China, so it won't arrive to me till September, mid-September. But then I'll be able to fulfill them right away. And Pangea Mini are getting surface finish shortly. So those are on track for the whatever the last update was. I hope to go back to China early next year. Maybe in January. Because I'd like to see Manta in production. So there's a good chance I'll go back to the factory early next year in January, before Chinese New Year. But we'll see. But if I do, I'll take some videos and pictures of Manta production. But I want to go back just to hang out with them again. The problem is the everything in China is not very expensive, like hotels or whatever, but flights are insane. Last time it was $2K per person for the cheapest flights I could find. But it might have been a bad time, flight cost-wise. I'm not sure. I'm curious. Oof. In January, it's $1,300 and takes 24 hours to get there. Oof. 24 hours to get there and back is insane. That's the cheapest ones though, with 2 connecting flights. This one was only 1 stop, and it's... oh. Actually, that's if I fly from Madison. If I drive to Chicago first, it's only 19 hours and $1,100. Maybe I'll have enough credit card points by then. Are these the only options from here? You mean for flights? No, there's a lot of options. It's just the cheapest. This one has a... you stop in South Korea for a little bit. What's this one? This one's a... I don't know what this airport... what is HND? Oh, Tokyo. Oh, stop in Tokyo. Makes sense. Last time my flight was Chicago to San Francisco, and then San Francisco to Shanghai. But it was a fine flight. It was just super long. I mean, the flight from Shanghai or from Chicago to San Francisco was like 4 hours, and then maybe 4.5, and then it was like, I want to say it was like 12 from San Francisco to Shanghai. If you Start walking now, you might make it. Maybe. Oh yeah, so I'm putting this together now, in case you're wondering. I'm gonna put the gaskets on first. What would be your favorite Manta build? Ooh. My favorite right now is Gatoron Onyx on carbon fiber and Gatoron Deepings on PC are my two current favorites. That is way too long to be on a plane. Yeah, luckily I'm not like... I'm like right on the border of being tall enough where it's a big pain. But I'm fine. Like, I just get up and stand up to go to the bathroom or whatever. To stretch out every couple hours. So I'm not too bad. Copper alu bottom. Ooh, I like the copper bottom for the weight. It doesn't... I think I might like the sound of alu better because it has a little bit deeper sound. Or a little higher pitch sound. Whereas the copper's a little deeper. But I think the weight being heavier balances it out for me, that I would still prefer the copper version. But I think like if you don't want to spend the money on it, you'll be just as happy with the aluminum bottom for sound. It definitely doesn't need the copper bottom to sound good. I'm flying back to China soon too. From Seattle to China, round trip costs about 800 to 900 on average. Yeah, that's nice. You're already on the West Coast. Because, like, for me, we have to take a 5-hour flight just to get to the West Coast. So it's a lot. You have to add that to it, but, yeah. Have you tried the Key Geek B1s? No, I've not. Oh, yeah, here's what I was talking about with those, like, bends in the plate, or in the case. Like, look at this. Look how cool that is. Does it on all the leaf spring points. Because they could have just cut this down and do that, but that's just nowhere near as cool. I love the attention to detail in this. Like, they even made these ones a different amount to account for the longer leaf spring. Super nice. Looks soft. Yeah, it is. Well, I don't think it's crazy soft. We'll test it once it's all built. The raw fin and raw copper look fire though. Is it worth the extra? Or it's worth the extra? I think, yeah, especially for Machinist SE. I'm a huge fan of the full copper raw. That's what I plan to get for myself in the group buy. Is a full Machinist SE. Thank you, Basil. Thank you for the subs. I appreciate it. Oops. Okay. So I kind of skipped over that, but I'm going to show you what I did. So you put the JST into the PCB first, and then put the PCB into this, and then you can just plug it right into the daughter board from here. Super easy. And then just tuck it in to the little slot, and you're good to go. And then, yeah, here you can see what I was talking about with those hot swap sockets. So, like, you can see right there, just inside of there is where the switch starts. But this part doesn't have any. So that's why you can get away with making this part taller. Ads just ended. Oh, I was saying that it's nice on the West Coast. Like, how long is the flight from Seattle to Shanghai? I don't know if you go to Shanghai, but to, I guess, China in general. Because it's nice being on the West Coast, you don't have to fly across the entire United States as well. Okay, so now you put the next thing, you put this in here. You put it into the top case. Just flipped upside down, and then the gaskets kind of grip the side, but you just push it like that, and you're good to go. About 12 hours. I fly to Shanghai too. Yeah, it's a haul, so you can just go direct then. Nice. That's nice. I kind of hate layovers, but it is what it is. It's good and bad because you get a little break from being on the plane, but it does make the travel overall time take longer. But it's nice to be able to get off the plane and walk around the airport. Go to a real restaurant or whatever. Although usually plane food isn't too bad, depending which flight you go with. Like when we went to China, what did they give us? I can't remember. But I remember it being good. Whatever they gave us on the way to China. And on the way to Korea was good. It was like bibimbap. But I haven't flown internationally too many times. Actually, all but one of them were for keyboards. Or all but two were for keyboards. Hello, Shabingus. Yeah, the next trip I plan to go to, well, all the next trips are for keyboards. Well, there's only one confirmed and one that I want to do, which is the NK meetup. So I have to fly for that, and then I do want to go to China, but we'll see how the budget looks. Because it's not entirely necessary, but it is nice to meet in person and kind of decide a trajectory for what we're gonna do. But we'll see. It's also not just nice to know who you're working with. Spend time with them outside of work as well. Okay. So now you just put the bottom case on and you're good to go. Super easy. And then for this part, this works good if you have a magnetic screwdriver. You just put them in through the plate there and tighten it down, you're good to go. Also, can we appreciate this matching with the switches to the keyboard? Did I do good? Do you recommend any specific stabs for the Manta? Just in case there's a restocking. It's best to use clip-ins so that you can use the O-ring mount. If you don't plan to use O-ring, you're fine to use screw-in, but it works better to use clip-ins. So, well, night clip-ins should be ready by then, so I would wait for night clip-ins. Personally. Hello, Animushiki. I don't know if they'll be in stock this month. I think it'll be about another month because they're still working on the molds, YG said. But the Night V4 screw-ins will be ready this month. This build is V3. I don't have V4s yet. But apparently V4s are super good. So we'll see. I'll try them once I get them. Alright. Is it too boring to use beige keycaps? Or are you guys fine with that? Yeah, these are granites. You guys good with beige, or should I use something brighter? What are the changes between V3 and V4? It's new molds that change the bottom out, basically. So they won't bottom out too early. Apparently there was an issue. I never had it actually, even though I used the build that supposedly had the issue, but apparently some people experience issues with cherry switches on the bottom out. I didn't have it, but it doesn't have that, I guess, the new updated mold. And then also they're changed from ABS, I believe it was, to PC. So they use PC now for the material of the stab housing. Oh, they're super. Maybe I'll use, well, probably just leave it. I am a 1.5U super user. I bind this to super, or to Winky on most of my boards. Nice thing is also this keycap set has R5, but since it's 8-degree typing angle, it's fine. B is 1, 2, you're right. There we go. Thank you for the correction. Just finished building a Proto Minerva LX. Ooh. What set is this? I've been looking for a good Arabic keycap set. This is GMK Classic Arabic. It's an old set, but you might be able to find it on Mech Market. It's just beige with green Arab sublegends. Kinda hard to go wrong. Ablo hasn't. Yeah, there you go. Maybe it's not hard to find. Does this drive you crazy when I have to dig through this whole bin every time? Just a nice looking set. Jay does the same, so yes. Jay has good taste. Yeah, I used to use Ziploc bags, then I ordered like 64 of these containers from a supplier in China. But the problem is, I think I have about 64 sets. So I had to put some, or then I started having to keep JMK trays again. So I might just have to bite the bullet and order another batch of these containers. Actually, would anybody be interested in me stocking these containers? Because I can get them branded if I buy enough. Would anybody want branded containers or non-branded? Just in general. Because they hold one base kit perfectly. Sometimes a child kit. Depends on the kitting. kind of like the ones I get from. Yeah, it's like, but the container store ones are so expensive. That's why I didn't buy those. It was cheaper to buy them from China and ship them directly here. Let me look up the container store ones and see if I could even match the pricing or not. Let me try and find. These ones that are $9 for 3. These ones look a little. No, those are way too small. Let's see. Oh, here they are. Oh no, that's not it. Does anybody have a link to the ones you use? I think they cost me a few dollars each with shipping. I want to buy microfiber bags for my boards, like the one that Angle came in. Oh yeah, they're really nice. Oh, there's 6? Okay. Okay. Ooh. Did you hear that? That sounds nice. Let's do... Ooh. So here's an overview of the board again, before we do sound test. It's got the nice sweeping side profile here. It's like a more premium box on wedge. That's how it blends down there. And then, like I mentioned before, that sharp corner. Surprised they did that, but appreciate it. It's those small details. And then you got the stone-washed gold PVD stainless weight, or dark gold, technically they call it. And then it's got the feet. You want to see the badge? Yeah. Well, it says Angle, and then here's the badge. So, mine, they engraved my name on it, which I didn't even know until I got it. But it matches the finish at the bottom. Wait. Which you can also customize it if you buy that. You get up to 7 letters. And yeah, there you go. So it looks nice. It looks really nice. And another detail I like is that at least I can't tell without measuring, but the top and bottom bezels match the blocker, or it looks like they do. And then the side bezel is like slightly thinner, I think. But it looks really nice. Then you get the corner badge with the moonstone that like flashes. Doesn't pick up the best on camera, but in person it's nice. I'll try and take photos where it picks it up better. We'll see. A little flyback. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna have to adjust it in VIA first. Okay. It has LED there, but it's red. Let's fix that. Which it's already preloaded into VIA, so that's nice. Layout, we've got split backspace, 7U bottom, okay. Okay. Lighting, let's adjust this lighting a little bit. I think we can make it a white with a little bit less brightness. There we go. That looks nice. Oh, here, I'll show you. I like a dim, I think. Actually, I should make it green to match the LED, or to match the sub-legends. There we go. What do you guys think? Oh, it's... I like it. Okay. Where did you get your cable from? They're no longer in business. Arc 60 V2 win? I don't know exactly. Any word on the clip-ins? The clip-ins are being... The mold is being adjusted, so that they should be here in a month or two. I got the cable from Loop Switches. But yeah, Wired In makes them now. The same style. So you can get it there. Yeah, the clip-in nights will be a little longer. Alright. Shall we hear how it sounds? Yeah, the lubricating, unfortunately. Okay. So this is granite switches on aluminum, no foams or anything, GMK keycaps. Ooh, sounds great. Okay, what do you guys think? Here, I'll do mods quick. Sounds really nice. I don't know if it'll be possible to see the flex, but here's like... It has a decent amount. Not like overly bouncy though. Like in normal typing, it's very small amount of flex. Somebody that just said it has a soft bottom mouthfeel, I would say. Yeah, this sounds really good. The switches and the board. And it's a good test with the aluminum plate. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. There you go. So if you guys wanted to buy the board, it's in group buy until August 15th. Here, I'll drop the landing page in chat. Yes, aluminum plate. Aluminum plate with granites. There's the group buy page. Or that's the landing page. Here's the group buy page. But yeah, that sounds really good. Do you see a new version that of the MX Master? Oh, is it? Let me look that up. MX Master 4. Okay. So it looks very similar. But it has some sort of pad by the thumb. Are there any cool other features? More angular, new button, move the gesture button. How would you compare the sound and typing feel against Manta? Ooh, okay. I would say the sound's kind of similar to SE Manta, I think, in the grommet mount specifically. I would say the sock mount on Manta is not the same. Yeah, I would say the grommet mount Manta with SE bottom would be similar to this. In terms of overall bounce, I think this has a more uniform bounce across the whole board, I think. Maybe a bit softer. Like Manta, the aluminum plate on the Manta doesn't flex like this. But like the plastic plate does. But I haven't built the plastic plate Angle65 to compare. So I'm not sure. But technically, yeah, I would say it's a little softer with the aluminum plate. And sound-wise, it's very similar to the Manta SE. I think the Manta with the aluminum bottom is higher pitched for sure. And a bit louder. Yeah, it's really good. It's really nice. I think looks-wise, Manta might win for me. Because that's kind of the point. Sound-wise, I would say they're very similar. And I'm very happy with both in terms of sound and feel. But this does have some cool finishes and cool colorways. Hello? Manta beats the looks by miles for sure. Yeah. I ordered some Cocoa Blacks from you the other day. Looking forward to trying those out. Ooh, I hope you like them. I hope you like them. Yeah, some other stuff about the Angle65. It's definitely more premium unboxing feel, and has some more like complex machining and design than some of the cheaper Vertex projects. Like I know some people are kind of asking why does it cost more than their other projects, and there's a few factors. One would be the MOQ. It's a little bit more niche with the internal design. Like you kind of have to appreciate that to want to buy it, I guess. At least that's how I feel. So I think that contributes to the price, and then also just the small things like the box, you know, the nicer carrying cases, the more difficult to machine parts, that kind of stuff. But I'm really happy with the board. I like it a lot. My only gripe, I wish the Blackberry is somewhat customizable. Well, you can customize that LED, but yeah, that's really it. I do like how I got this matching the green though. That looks nice. But yeah, I hope you guys like the board. It's available till the 15th. Yeah, that's the... Oh, well, it's kind of... Here, you can see. I turn the brightness down here. Let's see. Something a bit brighter. There's much brighter. And then there's like... rainbow. Kind of just, it's really washed out on camera. That may help a little. Not really. It's really washed out. But it's there. But yeah. And then also, kind of cool, it just turns green, solid green if you have caps lock on. So that's a nice feature. I don't mind a nice caps lock indicator. So many good 65s in the coming days. Manta, Neo, Angle, but my wallet doesn't allow me to get them all. Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this board. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any other questions about Angle or anything else, you should only buy keyboards you can afford, hopefully. Wouldn't feel good if somebody bought a keyboard from me and then couldn't afford food or something. So make sure your bases are covered first. Any close alternatives to the granites? Yeah, I would say they're pretty similar to like milky yellows. I know that's kind of what everybody says. Can't find an EU vendor. Yeah, I don't think they have an EU vendor. I think Novelkeys is the only vendor, which is a little unfortunate, but I think Milky Blacks are similar though. Not as good stock. I think you kind of have to modify Milky Yellows, my bad. These ones are nice stock. More like Milky Yellows or Nixies. But I didn't mod these at all. So, yeah. That's all I really have for today. I can go raid somebody. Go raid Aaron. Alright. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you had a good day. Hope your day gets even better. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. Good night. Have a good one.